Please allow me to welcome everyone here this morning. Your Excellency, Ambassador Miroslav Lajčák, President of the 72nd session of the General Assembly, Madame Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary-General of the United Nations, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, my dear colleagues. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you all here this morning for the commemoration of UN Day, the 72nd anniversary of the coming into force of the UN Charter. Given all the turmoil in the world surrounding us, the Staff Union of the United Nations, we felt that this was an opportune moment to remind us all of why we're here. We've organized this short symbolic ceremony that consists of the reading of the preamble of the UN Charter in the 6 languages of the United Nations. We will also have a group reading of the Staff Declaration led by the Chair of the Staff Council. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mr. Lajčák, President of the 72nd session of the General Assembly.
Good morning, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. Today we celebrate the United Nations birthday. 72 years ago, the Charter of the United Nations came into force on 24th of October 1945. After being signed on 26th of June 1945 by 50 countries, the first country to ratify the Charter was the United States on the 8th of August. But it was on the 24th of October that Poland, Ukraine, and the Soviet Union ratified the Charter. This met the requirement for ratification by all 5 permanent members of the Security Council and the majority of the signatory states. Since that day, the world has changed significantly, and the organization has been evolving with it. Membership has grown to 193 countries from every region. The challenges have changed, but our joint resolve to confront them together must not. We must reinforce action to meet the purposes set out in Article 1 of the Charter, to maintain international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among nations, to solve economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian problems, and to promote respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. The Charter commits us all to the purpose of being a center for harmonizing the action of nations to achieve these goals. I maintain an abiding faith in the importance of multilateralism. As our founders knew, it is only through collective action that we can achieve the progress needed to fulfill these aims. While each country is sovereign and independent, we cannot afford unilateralist approaches that threaten to unravel the fabric of global security, development, and harmony. The United Nations remains the best forum for dialogue to achieve these goals. Each member state must reinforce its commitment to abide by the Charter. This enables the organizations to strengthen its role as the main mechanism for joint action to address global challenges. Our shared commitment to the principles of the Charter also require us to look practically at the new realities the world faces and to adapt our United Nations to meet them. Dear colleagues, today's anniversary is also an opportunity to remind ourselves that the United Nations was not created for countries. It was created on behalf of people and for people. As Dag Hammarskjöld said, the United Nations was not created to take mankind to heaven, but to save humanity from hell. We must ensure that all our work benefits of our people. During this session, I'm making this my priority. Our structures and mechanisms must enable us to effectively respond to the challenges they face and aspirations they hold. Dear colleagues, the United Nations has to be about people, not just the people it serves, but also the people who serve under its flag. I want to recognize another group of people this morning. They are indispensable to the work we are doing. These are the men and women who are often unseen and unheard, but are the engines of the United Nations, the staff. As international civil servants, operating with the highest standards of professionalism, ethics, and passion, you are enabling the United Nations to fulfill its purpose. We have peacekeepers in the field. We have researchers, program staff, technical staff, and service staff. Every one of them doing their part to make the United Nations operate and helping us to collectively deliver on our mandate. I commend the Staff Association for organizing this commemorative event this morning. It is a demonstration that the people who work within these great organizations understand the importance of its work. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we mark the United Nations birthday, let us place its founding principles as our daily guide. Let us work with fervor to achieve its common purpose. Let us continue to jointly respond to shared challenges and forge a future of hope and dignity for all people. Yes, we all have separate backgrounds, different cultures, and varied national experiences. But in the end, we have one planet, and we are one humanity. As a truly universal mosaic, the United Nations must continue to be the greatest champion for development, human rights, and peace for all people. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I call now on Ms. Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary-General.
Your Excellency, our President of the General Assembly, Mr. Lajčák, Ms. Bibi Khan, the President of the United Nations Staff Union, thank you so much for bringing us all together this morning. Excellencies, UN staff here in New York and around the world, ladies and gentlemen, friends, dearest colleagues. Happy United Nations Day. Thank you, Bibi, and the UN Staff Union for convening this important ceremony. It is a constant reminder of why we do what we do, and coming together does strengthen us in that resolve. We will soon hear a recitation of the preamble of our Charter. Those words provide inspiration and a call to service as we face the challenges of our day, and we need that today more than we ever have. As the Secretary-General has said, our world is a pretty messy place, and today he chooses to be with those in the field suffering in very many forms of conflict, of sexual exploitation and abuse, but in the practical reality of what it is that we do every day to try to change. We see rising tensions over nuclear weapons, growing intolerance, and escalating impacts of climate change, all of these exacerbating poverty and conflicts affecting millions of people. But I have hope in our humanity, and my hope is anchored in two things. First, that it is in our DNA, in the words of our Charter, in the universal values of our institution, and in the mission of our organization to advance peace, sustainable development, and human rights. These are the three strands of our DNA. The second thing that gives me hope is who we are. In other words, that is all of you, our valued asset base. The women and the men of the United Nations working around the world and around the clock to give those words real meaning, to make a real difference in people's lives, and to leave no one behind. Yes, we know all of the challenges, we know the limitations, but you get up each and every day to inch our world closer to peace and justice and dignity for all. Your work is to close the gap between our reality and the aspirations of 7.6 billion people. So today is a day for gratitude, and I'm thankful for our Charter. I'm thankful to all of you and all that you do on behalf of we the peoples to build a better world, but also to those who paid the ultimate price in sacrificing their lives for the work that we do. But like Olivia Twist, I'm going to ask for more, to dig deeper in what you do best, serving humanity with passion and with unwavering commitment. I thank you, and God bless the United Nations.
Thank you, dear Deputy Secretary-General. Now we will commence the reading of the first two sections of the preamble to the Charter. And we will have it done in order of the languages. The first language is Arabic, and it will be read by His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Hussein Bahar Al-Ulum, Permanent Representative of Iraq to the United Nations. Ambassador.
نحن شعوب الأمم المتحدة وقد آلينا على أنفسنا أن ننقذ الأجيال المقبلة من ويلات الحروب التي في خلال جيل واحد جلبت على الإنسانية مرتين أحزاناً يعجز عنها الوصف، وأن نؤكد من جديد إيماننا بالحقوق الأساسية للإنسان وبكرامة الفرد وقدره، وبما للرجال والنساء والأمم كبيرها وصغيرها من حقوق متساوية، وأن نبين الأحوال التي يمكن في ظلها تحقيق العدالة واحترام الالتزامات الناشئة عن المعاهدات وغيرها من مصادر القانون الدولي، وأن ندفع بالرقي الاجتماعي قدماً، وأن نرفع مستوى الحياة في جو من الحرية أفسح. وفي سبيل هذه الغايات اعتزمنا أن نأخذ أنفسنا بالتسامح، وأن نعيش معاً في سلام وحسن جوار، وأن نضم قوانا كي نحتفظ بالسلم والأمن الدولي، وأن نكفل بقبولنا مبادئ معينة ورسم الخطط اللازمة لها، ألا تستخدم القوة المسلحة في غير المصلحة المشتركة، وأن نستخدم الأداة الدولية في ترقية الشؤون الاقتصادية والاجتماعية للشعوب جميعها. بارك الله في الأمم المتحدة. شكراً جزيلاً.
Shukran, Your Excellency. Our next preamble will be read in Chinese by His Excellency Ambassador Wu Haito, Acting Permanent Representative of China to the United Nations.
我联合国人民同资决心，预免后世再遭今代人类两度身历惨不堪言之战祸，重申基本人权、人格尊严与价值，以及男女与大小各国平等权利之信念，创造适当环境，彼刻维持正义，尊重由条约与国际法其他渊源而起之义务，久而不懈，促成大自由中之社会进步及较善之民生，并为达此目的，厉行容肃 彼此以善邻之道和睦相处，集中力量以维持国际和平及安全，接受原则，确立方法，以保证非为公共利益不得使用武力，运用国际机构以促成全球人民经济及社会之进展。谢谢。Thank you.
We have English. Her Excellency Ambassador Michel J. Sisson, Deputy Permanent Representative of the United States to the UN.
We, the peoples of the United Nations, determined to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which twice in our lifetime has brought untold sorrow to mankind, and to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of men and women, and of nations large and small, and to establish conditions under which justice and respect for the obligations arising from treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained, and to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom. And for these ends, to practice tolerance and live together in peace with one another as good neighbors, and to unite our strength to maintain international peace and security, and to ensure by the acceptance of principles and the institution of methods that armed force shall not be used save in the common interest, and to employ international machinery for the promotion of the economic and social advancement of all peoples.
Thank you. For French, we have His Excellency Ambassador Denis Reguez, Permanent Representative of Haiti to the United Nations.
Préambule à la Charte des Nations Unies. Nous, peuple des Nations Unies, résolus à préserver les générations futures du fléau de la guerre qui, 2 fois en l'espace d'une vie humaine, a infligé à l'humanité d'indicibles souffrances, à proclamer à nouveau notre foi dans les droits fondamentaux de l'homme, dans la dignité et la valeur de la personne humaine, dans l'égalité des droits des hommes et des femmes, ainsi que des nations grandes et petites, à créer les conditions nécessaires au maintien de la justice et du respect des obligations nées des traités et autres sources du droit international, à favoriser le progrès social et instaurer de meilleures conditions de vie dans une liberté plus grande, et à ces fins, à pratiquer la tolérance, à vivre en paix l'un avec l'autre dans un esprit de bon voisinage, à unir nos forces pour maintenir la paix et la sécurité internationale, à accepter des principes et instituer des méthodes garantissant qu'il ne sera pas fait usage de la force des armes, sauf dans l'intérêt commun, à recourir aux institutions internationales pour favoriser le progrès économique et social de tous les peuples.
For Russian, we have His Excellency Ambassador Peter Ilyashev, First Deputy Permanent Representative of the Russian Federation to the United Nations.
Мы, народы Объединенных Наций, преисполненные решимости избавить грядущие поколения от бедствий войны, дважды в нашей жизни принесших неисполнимое горе народам, вновь утвердить веры в основные права человека, в достоинство и ценность человеческой жизни, в равноправие мужчин и женщин, и в равенство прав больших и малых наций, и создать условия, при которых могут соблюдаться справедливость и уважение к обязательствам, вытекающим из договоров и других источников международного права, и содействовать социальному прогрессу и улучшению условий жизни при большей свободе. И в этих целях проявлять терпимость и жить вместе в мире друг с другом, как добрые соседи, и объединить наши силы для поддержания международного мира и безопасности, и обеспечить принятие принципов и установлением методов, чтобы вооруженные силы применялись не иначе, как в общих интересах, и использовать международный аппарат для содействия экономическому и социальному прогрессу всех народов.
For Spanish, we have Her Excellency Ambassador Anayansi Rodriguez Camejo, Permanent Representative of Cuba to the United Nations.
Nosotros, los pueblos de las Naciones Unidas resueltos a preservar a las generaciones venideras del flagelo de la guerra que 2 veces durante nuestra vida ha infligido a la humanidad sufrimientos indecibles, a reafirmar la fe en los derechos fundamentales del hombre, en la dignidad y el valor de la persona humana, en la igualdad de derechos de hombres y mujeres y de las naciones grandes y pequeñas, a crear condiciones bajo las cuales puedan mantenerse la justicia y el respeto a las obligaciones emanadas de los tratados y de otras fuentes del derecho internacional, a promover el progreso social y a elevar el nivel de vida dentro de un concepto más amplio de la libertad. Y con tales finalidades, a practicar la tolerancia y a convivir en paz como buenos vecinos, a unir nuestras fuerzas para el mantenimiento de la paz y la seguridad internacionales, a asegurar, mediante la aceptación de principios y la adopción de métodos, que no se usará la fuerza armada sino en servicio del interés común, y a emplear un mecanismo internacional para promover el progreso económico y social de todos los pueblos.
The 6 member states that participated this morning in the reading of the preamble are among the first nations to have signed the Charter. Congratulations again. I will now call Ms. Camille Mackenzie, Chairperson of the UN Staff Council, for a group reading of the Staff Declaration.
Distinguished guests, staff members, colleagues, this is the United Nations Staff Declaration. I solemnly declare and promise to exercise in all loyalty, discretion, and conscience the functions entrusted to me as an international civil servant of the United Nations, to discharge these functions and regulate my conduct with the interests of the United Nations only in view, and not seek or accept instructions in regard to the performance of my duties from any government or other source external to the organization. I also solemnly declare and promise to respect the obligations incumbent upon me as set out in the staff regulations and rules.
Thank you. We'll have the honor guard. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, colleagues, distinguished delegates, this concludes our commemoration for this morning. I thank you all for being here, and I hope as we all leave here, we're reminded of the promises we made to each other more than 70 years ago. And this will give us food for thought in the days to come. Thank you all very much.
you.